This is a story for families, broken families, about the help that they can receive at Safenet Services. Safenet Services was founded in 1990 by Donna Graybo in a small house on 6th Street in Claremore, Oklahoma.
Clayton Rogers, who's a psychologist here in Claremore, called me up one day and said, "Hey, we're talking about and thinking about starting a shelter here." And he said, "I think you could pull this thing together." And so I interviewed, and so I started September 1st of 1990. And then it was by getting everything together and cleaning the place and everything. And we then started with 12 beds is what we had, and mostly bunk beds. Because it was a very small place. In 3 bedrooms, we could have 12 people then.
Safenet continued in this small house for many years. In 2005, Graybo heard about a grant that was available through the Donald W. Reynolds Foundation.
Their foundation was doing lots of things with universities and huge grants, but I heard that they were doing a women's initiative, so I just called them up. And their offices were in Las Vegas at the time. They did several phone interviews. They interviewed Jim Tanner, who was our board chair at the time, and they decided that we could then write a grant in order to just get started on looking at your agency.
Graybo and Tanner soon got invited to go present in Las Vegas at the Donald W. Reynolds Foundation headquarters, and they returned with some big news for Safenet.
We ended up receiving $4,261,600 for our 15,836 square foot building.
The groundbreaking ceremony for the new building, which would be called the Donald W. Reynolds Family Safety Center, was held in September of 2011. With this new building, Safenet Services would be able to expand its reach with a 35-bed capacity, more office space for counselors, and more services. Safenet Services doesn't only serve Rogers County. In 2004, they opened a satellite office in Pryor, expanding their services to Mays County. The Pryor location has its own offices for the counselors, a conference room, and a counseling room. Clients can still go to Claremore if they seek shelter. Safenet Services also participates in the Silent Witness Initiative, which began in 1990. Every October, Safenet displays silhouettes of the men, women, and children who lost their lives due to domestic violence. The mission of Safenet Services is creating a healthy, supportive environment for individuals and families healing from the consequences of domestic violence, sexual assault, and stalking. Safenet offers many services to their clients, including a 24-hour crisis line, shelter for those who are in domestic violence situations, outreach, children's services, protective order services, prevention programs, and transitional support. Safenet Services is in their 32nd year of helping people who have suffered from being in domestic violence situations. From their humble beginnings in a small house on 6th Street to the 15,836 square foot building that they have today, Safenet is still a great resource for families who are in need of hope. If you are in need of help, call the 24-hour crisis line at 918-341-9400.